Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Liquid Wisdom Podcast, where we take the fear out of everyday life, one episode at a time. So if you're not scared, let's jump into the deep end right now, and please, don't pee in the pool. Hey, welcome back. What's going on, y'all? How's it going? It is I, Professor Liquid. Of course, you know it's me, but so glad to have you back. This has been probably one of the most fun projects I've done. Of course, worked with a lovely group of people not too long ago about finding reasons to smile over the course of that summer, and that was such a beautiful thing. And I just want to thank everyone who's been listening, who's been tuning in, downloading, sharing it, and also a special thank you to the 4 people that have come in along this month, to share their stories. Molly starting everything out, brother Sinka coming in, and then we had last time we had Coach Big Daddy G come in and sit down and talk with me. But now to end the series, man, this is going to be part 5 of the Giving of Yourself series. We got someone who I've been wanting to work with for a long time, man. This sister is truly special. I'm telling you, you're gonna hear it throughout today's conversation. She is a Twitch affiliate. Okay, she's on multiple teams that focus on the uplifting and sharing spotlight with women of color in our community for content creators. She is, and I'm not making this up. None of this is made up, by the way. She is getting her Ph.D. in musicology. Gotta start calling her Doctor from now on, right? Also, she's an anime and film enthusiast. She is an avid supporter of all things positive. Please give this wonderful woman a warm welcome. Please welcome Pop. What's going on, sis? How you doing?
Hey, Liquid, how's it going? Thank
Good.
you for that lovely introduction.
Yeah, I had to do it. I was like, man, like you have your list of accomplishments is like a mile long. I had to read it off the table almost, sis. Like you do a lot. You do a lot. Man, so how you feeling? How's it going? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. My family and I just moved. I'm loving the new house, the new space. My room is huge. I have an L desk, and originally I was just like, okay, this is going to take up a lot of space in the room. I was wrong. My room's still big.
Wow.
I have a lot of space to work with still. It's great.
So you just have a lot. You just have a lot of room in your room. Then that's good though. Like, I mean, the L desk is. If you y'all ever seen an L desk, it's pretty big. Depending on like what you're looking for. You usually see those in like offices and that sort of thing. So, or people who work from home. So the fact that you have an L desk in your room and you still have a lot of room to work with, like you can really do some stuff in there. That's really cool. So I'm glad you and everyone is settled into new digs. So that's why, full disclosure, that's why Pop is coming on now. She was dealing with a lot of moving arrangements situations early on in the month, so she elected to end the series rather than start it off. So I'm glad you're here. I've been wanting to work with you for a long time. I'm so happy that you were able to, given what we're going to talk about today, you give a lot of yourself to a lot of other things. So I just thank you for slicing some time aside, coming down and sit down and talking with me.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this. When you reached out to me, like, hey, I want to work with you. I'm like, oh, what is it? What did I do? What is it that I can do? I don't know if I can be much help. I just sit on Twitch and play video games, and then I do music things. That's it.
She's severely underselling what she does. See, that's what I'm saying. She severely undersells what she does. She does those things, but it's not in the way you heard it just now. It's so much more than that, and that's why I can't wait for her to share her story. It's gonna be great. No, I've wanted to work with you for a while. I love, like, you were story time, right? So when I first joined this community way back early in the year, Pop was one of the earliest people that was very kind to me, embraced me, brought me in. We had a lovely exchange on Twitter through about a mutual friend. And next thing you know, I'm in her community Discord, and met so many wonderful people. And ever since, we've been avid supporters of each other in the community, as well as becoming good friends. So I'm sitting down with someone I've known for a little while now, and it's just great for that she gets to that she felt comfortable enough to come and share her story. So this is so cool.
Yeah, that's like, I can't believe it's almost been a year.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, it's been a long.
December will make it a year.
Yes, it's been that long. So, oh man, so Pop, let me just ask you this. So, of course, over the course of this month, I've had so many people from different walks of life come in, share their stories of what it means to give of themselves. Now, despite you underselling a lot of the hard work and energy put into the community, you give a lot of yourself both in your personal life as well as in your content and your outreach and the support you give so many other people, especially people of color, men and women. So what does it mean to you when someone asks, what does it mean to give of yourself? Like, what does it mean to you?
And there are a couple of poems that I'm setting up on my wall soon, but called the Women of Strength, or what a woman of strength is. And I really like, and this is stuff I've heard and has been raised and instilled in me, and it's this idea of putting others first. You're not neglecting your own needs necessarily, but it's being in a place where it's like, if I'm good, I need to make sure that people around me are good too. And to do that, it can be something as simple as checking on someone, making sure they're okay, or I have one friend, we share memes all the time with each other. I will never know what her mood is like during the day, but to say thank you, I really needed that. Or a while back, there was a thread going around that I made after someone had said they were discontent with some of the communities they had visited on Twitch. And long story short, some streamers, they get to a certain point, pants are too big, they get big-headed once they reach a certain point, and then the communities aren't as welcoming, or they aren't as welcoming as the streamer. The community might be fine, the streamer might be not so fine, or vice versa. And I'm like, hey, just check out these people, I hang out with them all the time. And it was this long ongoing thread, and people grew from that. I got a lot of heartfelt thank yous for that, and people weren't expecting me to do that. And it's not something that like I did just to be like, oh hey, if I do this, I don't expect anything in return for when I do things. Like
that's true kindness,
some of my IRL friends will tell you that they will tell me that. Or just yesterday, I was asking a friend on Twitch when his birthday was. He was like, I'm not saying, and I'm just like, well, how am I supposed to send a surprise if I don't know what it is?
Right.
And he was just like, I don't really like surprises. I'm like, so y'all just send me whatever y'all want, and I don't get any say-so to reject it. I'm just forced to take it. But when I want to do something, y'all want to fight me.
I feel attacked.
One of my in real life friends, she needed a new headset.
Oh.
It was Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 2 weeks to talk to. I had to get her boyfriend to convince her to let me get the headset for her so she can still play with us.
Is it who I'm thinking about? Is
Yeah.
Okay.
She's one of my mods. Yeah, one of my first mods. One of my first subs.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. It 2 weeks. She was like, no, you don't have to. I'm like, no, we need to hear you. I'm tired of playing Apex and you're mute, and I'm panicking on the inside because we can't communicate.
Like, where are they coming from? Hey! all they can do is just mark. All I can do is mark. They can't really tell you anything.
Okay. We have what we call crouchalese, speaking through crouching. And it's fun when it's not necessary, but when it's necessary, it's like, all right, 1 crouch is yes, 2 crouch means no, 3 crouches it means you hear danger or you hear shooting, and you
Wow.
ping where the shooting is. Um,
Wow. So
but
you
yeah,
had
it's,
so that level. So that's pretty cool and creative, pretty funny and creative. You know, having to come up with a whole new language system. You know, to deal with the handicap not communicating. Because in a game like, especially like Apex, man, where y'all doing,
mhm.
trios and stuff, it's just y'all three out there against a whole bunch of teams. Talking is absolutely necessary. So you
Yeah,
gotta say, hey, let me know what's going on. 1 or 2 or 3 crouches. And then they delay and then they just crouch 3 times. Like, oh, okay, all right, y'all. Let's you know what to do now. So that shout out to you for helping your friend get that headset because it's gonna change your life. It really
yeah,
is. So based on all of that, you really do give a lot of your time and energy, whether it's through acts of kindness, expecting nothing in return, because that's a true act of kindness right there.
mhm.
And clearly from all of the love and support you give the community, you're it's given back to you, in return because of what you do. Now, you use your platform for so many things. Honestly, just from my time and knowing you, it's hardly ever about you. It's really about everyone else that you support and love. So what is it like for you? Using your resources, allocating your resources and time and influence in order to highlight so many people.
Well, it was done for me, and I remember that feeling. Like I know what it feels like to have, like, just a few minutes ago I had a friend, one of my fellow Twitch team members. Twitch has this announcement saying, who are you watching, and like who are your favorite streamers, tag them below. I got
Mm.
tagged. I retweeted it, and I was just like, watch them too. Like, you're not about to exclude yourself in this place.
Mm.
Like, watch. Because they shouted out just about every limits that there's so many more I could get to that list, but just like, oh yeah, watch them too. And it feels good when people it feels good knowing that I can use my platform to help someone do something. There have been a couple of people in my community that needed to reach certain goals, and I would just do a quick plug in my Discord and be like, hey, can some people make this happen today? And then certain things like that, it'll happen. Like, I've had a couple of people reach follower goals. Some people in my community would go and follow en masse when someone was going for affiliate. Doing raids. Like, there are some people that I've raided, and it's something. I'm a fan of facial expression, probably because I make a lot myself. But it's just like, I don't know. It's something about seeing the mix of shock and joy on a streamer's
Yeah,
face when something happens. It could be through anything, like
it
gifts,
is beautiful, isn't it?
sharing gifts. It can be seeing them get a raid, and it's just like them getting a chance to have a community that they're a part of. See them live after they were just all watching me, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go over here, show them some love, come up with some crazy raid message, which is usually just nowadays it's just evil knuckles.
Oh
And
yes, we'll talk about him later.
yeah, we'll talk about it later. Usually just evil knuckles, and yeah, it's I want to do more with it though. Like, I know my Twitter isn't mainly stuff about me. Like, my pin tweet might have something about me at some point. Sometimes I might do a couple of tweets about myself in relation to, like, grad
Every so
yeah,
often.
grad school memes or something crazy with my family, like my mom playing Animal Crossing or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Stuff in
Yeah.
Stardew Valley. What that one is. I love her, but her in gaming is just the funniest thing. Um, yeah, and it's. I look forward to. I don't have that much on Instagram yet. I'm not much of a picture taker, but I do hope to put some more content on there. I do plan on starting. Sorry.
You say starting what? YouTube?
Yeah, like I have a channel already, but it's there's nothing on it. But I was thinking about what content I would put on there. Like, I think the biggest question for me with YouTube is what can I put on YouTube that people will not see on Twitch? Like, you have to go on Twitch to see me live to play this game, but on YouTube you can come and watch this other stuff that you won't see on Twitch.
Okay, I can understand. Like not exactly a wall of sorts, but I guess you're just trying to find ways to be creative and of course stand out. That sort of thing. Given your prowess and your knowledge of a lot of stuff, I have no doubt. That you won't come up with some incredibly fun or nuanced idea. Where maybe something innovative. I have no doubt about it. Like one of the things that you mentioned it a lot. In the last time we talked about your community. So, like I said, guys, I've been a part of this community, Hops community, for maybe about a year, maybe a little less than that now, in a few more months. And I'm not sure of the exact number what it was when I first joined, but I know for sure that it has grown considerably since my time there. So what compelled you to create a community? Because in this community, right, there's so much love that's shared, and it's sincere. It's genuine love and support that's shared amongst so many people who may not know each other from a can of paint, but when they become a part of this community that you've created, that there's real support, there's real communication there, that people bounce ideas off each other in order to help grow their various streams or whatever their ambitions are, and it's real. It's real, especially with the way things are going now. God, the way things are going now, that is such a beautiful remedy to a lot of the stuff that people they want to escape from. Yeah. So I thank you so much for creating a space for so many people to feel loved and to feel supported and feel wanted. So what compelled you to create the pastry graffiti? The pastry graffiti community. Like what was the inspiration behind that?
So you already know this, but I am a huge fan of the Yakuza series, and the idea behind family values, and I come from not my immediate family, but my family overall is extremely huge. And there's always this idea, and even with my immediate family, like, no matter where you go, if you come here, you always have home and people that support you no matter what. Like, I turn 26 next week. I still have relatives sending birthday gifts for them. I'm too old for that. They just send me money. I'm like, my uncle just sent me a contribution for me to get a new chair for my desk.
Wow.
Because they'll ask me, they'll say happy birthday, is there anything that you need, anything, and part of that is because I'm not being unproductive with my life. I realize that there's love, but not just, I don't want to say it's conditional. It's unconditional under certain circumstances. Like if you're falling on purpose on your own, they will help you, but at some point they will leave you alone until you learn your lesson on your own. But since I'm not in that situation, and like I know what I want to do, I have goals, ambitions, all those other things with my life.
Yeah.
That support is there. I'm not saying that I have like a bunch of people in my family like that. It's like 1 or 2. I don't even know if they still do that anymore. They might have. I haven't spoken to them in a while, but they might have gotten them together. I hope they did. But for the most part,
Right?
for the most part, it's like everybody's head is on straight. Um, and whenever something happens, it's like, yeah, it runs in the family. That's how it is. And yeah, but going back to Yakuza specifically, is like
Mm-hmm.
people in that family, they're not always related to each other. And
Right.
thinking about, I don't want to spoil anything, but thinking about how a group of men have this like brotherhood or brotherly like relationship with each other, where if something were to happen, they show up and they show out. I'm just like, I like this energy. I want
Yes.
something similar. I'm also a huge fan of One Piece. The Straw Hat Crew.
Straw Hat Crew,
Yeah,
yeah. A bunch of people who come from so many different corners of the world, man, and have created one of the most almost synonymous with the word family or bonding or love and support. And
yeah.
I swear, like you are definitely our Luffy.
And you'll see like references to both throughout my Discord. Like in my Discord name is Captain Luffy No Tarts.
Exactly.
Someone else is Zoro, someone else is Law, someone else is Nami, and it's the streamers in the community, the I call them Nakama because I'm like they're my friends. They're also a part of this crew. They're also a part of this clan. And thinking about how people who are from so many different places in the world come from so many different parts of life can just come together and connect genuinely over time. It's a beautiful thing. And it's like, even like going live, sometimes I'll be on the starting soon screen. I'm on my phone grabbing water, doing whatever, making sure I get my snacks things together. Sometimes I'll be looking at chat and they're not even talking. They're not even there to greet me. They greet me if I type in the chat, but as soon as someone else types in the chat, they got a whole conversation going.
Right. I've seen that before too.
It happens in the Discord too. Like I don't have to say a thing. Someone can share a meme, they'll start laughing. They go to each other's streams. Like I was in one of my Twitch team member streams last night. Two of them actually. Well, all three. But the main two before the third one went live, I saw people from my community over there. They're like, "Hey, I'm so glad I could catch you live." Or like, some of them, I've been on a hiatus, so I was off Twitch for about 2.5 weeks. Should have been just 2 weeks, but yeah. I won't talk about the no internet issue that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you I know you've been in a very public spat with certain ISP.
Yeah. Funny enough, they just sent us an ad which is like, "Hey, just moved. How about you try this package? How about no?"
The irony. The irony, though. Wow. So, man. So I don't know if you have it in front of you, but what has it been like to see? Because I think you had mentioned One Piece, which is a great launching point, right? So in the beginning, of course, it was just Luffy, and now, gosh, almost over 1,000 episodes later, look where we are now, right? So it's not just the Straw Hats that supports him; it's an entire fleet of crew members and men and women who support the vision. And I wish it was a much larger. Your follower count on Twitter and all these social medias was much bigger, because the stuff you do behind the scenes, I really feel like a lot more light should be shed on it, because the amount of you prop up so many people to succeed through sincerity and consistency, it's really and guys, I've seen it myself. I've seen this. I've seen you do it, and you still keep a smile on your face. You have this attitude where people just want to follow you, and like you said, being a woman of strength, it is, you definitely show that in a lot of what you do. So like I'm losing my train of thought, because it's like, because that the list of things I've seen you do for people can go on. We can go on for a little while for it,
Mhm.
right? But I can ask you this then: what's it been like to see the community grow from where it started? When I guess I'll start from when I joined to where it is now, because it has gotten substantially larger since I've been there.
Yeah, it's and it's funny because like everybody that there's still people joining the Discord that didn't even know that it existed. But see, from when you started, I was at around, I was a little over $100, close to. I might have
Mm-hmm.
been at 200. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like at that point in time in my mind, I'm like, you know what? It's year one. If I hit 500, I'm good. By April, I had already had 400 followers. I was pushing 500, broke 500 in May. And then
Ooh.
somehow at the end of May, it was 600. Then I broke 700. And then somehow between the same week that I hit 700, I ended up pushing to 800. Now I'm at over 950 followers on Twitch. And super
Mm.
close to 1,000. Like I was not expecting to hit
You were killing
1,000
it.
within a year. Like I just hit my 1 year anniversary on September 6th. Like I wasn't expecting to have 1,000 this quickly, especially as a variety streamer, because certain games will catch people's attentions. I mean, of course, I have my niche games and Sega titles, indie games,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
um, with those genres. But it's just surprising how it seemed like I hit a peak, but then I kept peaking.
Mm-hmm.
And
That bar kept getting raised.
yeah, the bar kept going so much higher. Um, and the community did. I had nothing to do with that. Of course, I added on different things. Meeting new people, making new friends. Got so many ideas, inspired to do some things. Like I
Mm-hmm.
told one friend, I was just like, seeing like your energy, like the goofiness or the meanness, as I like to say. Like I have
Yeah,
a
lots of
lot of
memes.
memes on the phone, and I didn't really know how to incorporate that within my brand, because you think about One Piece and Yakuza, they're memes too. Yakuza 0 is nothing but a meme. I don't know if you played it,
It can be.
but it's nothing but a meme. One Piece on its own is nothing but you can get some memes out of that series
You can.
for any situation.
Yep.
And it's like the more I experiment with things, the more people are just like, "Hey, this is pretty neat." And thinking about my experience on Twitch so far, and how people have been streaming longer than me, saying, "Hey, my first year, I would have loved to have stuff like that happen for me, but it didn't," and it's making me think now. Okay, well, I was thinking about doing streaming advice on YouTube, but it's like, how do I make it different from the casual? Oh, don't stream oversaturated games. You want to do this? This is how you do this. And I realized none of them teach networking, especially as a person of color on Twitch.
Oh yes.
Um, so there will be YouTube content on that too once I finish getting the rest of my equipment updated
Okay.
or the rest of my setup
Look,
updated.
look
But
at look, look at you all get ready to teach some more. It's really cool, hearing from your perspective, I guess, as an educator and as someone who's pursuing a higher degree of education, the I guess the walking that line between educator and content creator,
mhm.
because uh because there's clearly a discrepancy in the skill set that a lot of people have, and it's not any fault of
Right.
theirs. Some people just don't have. Some people just, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So in this sort of field, like content creation, whether it be through YouTube, Twitch, what have you, there's a lot of intangibles, of course, that you learn along the way. Some people learn in the most harshest of ways, and that's real unfortunate. So it's really great hearing, Molly a few weeks ago. She was talking about, her life as an educator and how she still instills hope in people, and so the things that she teaches people, with what she does. And then hearing you say, I was like, wow, it must be a former professor, it must be a professor thing, man. I don't know, like it's just in you, just you want to teach people. So no, networking is very important, of course, because everyone has something unique to offer, but how do you get people to see what you possess if you don't know how to reach those people?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that sort of video series. It's gonna be a series of videos, or is it just gonna be like a one comprehensive guide? Oh, a series of videos. Okay,
a series, because I want to do a breakdown of things. Like I still have my journal from when I first started of my goals and when I wanted to do things. Like my goal to join a Twitch team was supposed to be like year 2. I got in over the summer, so like halfway, like a little over halfway into my first year of streaming. Yeah,
look at you killing those goals.
Go in depth with, I don't want to say plugging yourself into certain communities, but it's kind of hard to think of the words now because I literally finished grading and doing some other things. So I'm kind of like in academia world with like networking, but learning how to network with other streamers, being involved with other communities, looking for what it's like, looking for and applying for a Twitch team. Like, what values do they instill that you might be looking for? What to put in your application to let them know that you're not looking for a plug and grow. You're looking for a community to be planted in, to become a part of, and be active in their community events, their Twitch events. Also thinking about networking with different community managers for companies, networking with and it won't always me on the series. Like I'm not like know all be all, but there are some,
a lot.
There's some streamers that have been in the game for a while that I hope to invite to these discussions.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow, keep me posted on that, because whenever you talk about this for full disclosure, y'all. Whenever Pop talks about a project she's working on, like I stop breathing for a second. I was like, oh, what you working on now? Like, because anything this level one works on is always innovative. Like, it's always something that's going to push the envelope, not towards controversy, but towards inclusivity, and sharing a much overdue spotlight on a particular situation or a particular group of people that could directly benefit from the project's success. So, when I hear you talk about that, I was like, I get really excited. So I'm excited. So that's why I say, keep me posted on the on this next project you're working on. But I do want to touch bases real quick on a particular subject. Of course, it's no secret what we're dealing with in this particular country, and of course yesterday, we yet again got some very unfortunate news on a high profile case for Sister Breonna Taylor. Yet your platform, since I've known you've always advocated for inclusivity, spotlight, support for people of color, but even more so for women of color.
Yep.
How do you currently feel about the state of for women, for black women, gamers and content creators, do you feel like we're going to step in the right direction now, given everything that's happened over the course of the year? Do you feel like we've become a little more stagnant, or do you feel like there's a lot more? I mean, of course, there's a lot more work to be done, but I just want to know what's your take on it, because I know because you advocate for it very, very sincerely, and there's so many people that I've seen you help, and I know that your reach goes really far. Even if people don't take time to notice it, you truly do. As I say, you do a lot behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. So what's your take on this?
I'm gonna keep it above. If it's
Okay.
anybody out there doing anything for black women content creators and other women of color content creators, it's definitely Black Girl Gamers and Brown Girl Gamers.
Oh yeah.
Those.
Yes.
There's also I Need Diverse Games. It's another community. They have people of color overall, but there's also the Cookout. They got revamped. I'm not really sure who's on it now, but I know for sure BGGC, BGG, and I Need Diverse Games are like you said, pushing the envelope and highlighting. Like this weekend, Black Girl Gamers is having a September weekend featuring different members of the community. These aren't necessarily members that are on the Twitch team, but just members that are that apply to be a part of the community. They're active members of the community. They get to showcase their talents, whether it's gaming, art, music, developing some sort of game on stream, cooking. It's a variety of things. Brown Girl Gamer is going to be on the front page of Twitch this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central. Going over a book titled Slay with the Arthur Brittany Morris. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun live interview to watch, since Slay is about a I love this book, but it's set with this is really gonna trip me out. It's a black teen game developer. She made a Black Panther inspired video game, but of course every novel needs a protagonist and an antagonist. She has to deal with a real life troll. But it's a game she made, and there's a community around the game, and it represents so much for Black gamers in text. And I see things like that through BGGC and BGG. Just seeing so many, but BGG and BGC are doing so much for Black women content creators. You also have Sensei CJ with Dojo Inc. He's doing a lot for Black male and female content creators, giving streaming advice as well on his platform.
Beautiful.
And I think more so, I'm not relying on Twitch to do anything, and that's just me. I don't rely on other people to do anything for me in terms of representation. I'll set it up myself. And
that's innovate, right?
Yeah, and I think part of that is because, like I said, I'm getting my Ph.D. in musicology. I'll be the first Black student to graduate from the graduate studies department. In my department, which is sad because it's the second oldest program for musicology in the country, and for me to be one of the first Black students to be entered, it's only 3 of us now, maybe 2. I don't know if the other one is coming back anytime soon, but she's on a hiatus of her own because it's a stressful environment, not necessarily the university, but just the field as a whole. Like, when I'm done, I want absolutely nothing to do with academia. I can't. I have a chapter coming out next summer once I'm editing it that semester that I'll be submitting for hopefully to be published. um, next year.
Okay.
And once I finish my dissertation and I go through getting that published, I want absolutely nothing else to do with academia. I don't want
I
to.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, because even when I apply for a job, because I don't focus on what we call the canon, which is Beethoven, Mozart. Because I don't focus on those things, I probably won't even get put in a music program. They'll probably put me in media studies or African American studies, and
Okay.
I'll have to teach in my home department, which would be one of those two, and then I would have to teach a music class to keep my credentials as an ethnomusicologist. Uh,
Mm.
and that's just how I feel. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, yo, Twitch, what are you gonna do about representation?" Like,
Be the representation.
yeah, no, I'm not.
Innovate.
I'm not. Gonna
No,
sit
I
here
no,
and,
I applaud that. You are 100% right, Pop. With that kind of mindset. Of course, representation it's like I feel like it goes in cycles sometimes because you feel like things are taking in the right direction, and then something happens, and then we have to galvanize ourselves up again as a community, and then present these what seems like the same issues again. It just seems like a different era. But what I do appreciate though is that there is a strong initiative from so many groups, both through social media, of course, in different communities, to be the innovators and trailblazers to create
yeah,
that space for representation. Through your community, through the group that you're in, as well. The networking aspect of it. Creating events where you're highlighting so many people. That is beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I try to keep my ear to the ground on a lot of these different things, but it's through the work that you guys put in is where I've met and seen and discovered so many talented people. In our community. It's almost a crime. I said, yo, this many funny, affable, creative, entertaining, and downright skillful, content creators. This many of y'all, where the hell have y'all been? I've been looking for y'all, So it's just great to see that, and it's just only the beginning, and so I can't wait to see, what comes out of all of this, man. And I hope that this just creates a trend going forward, because so many people are giving so much time and effort towards this initiative. I hope that more people in more communities continue to do that, for any sort of marginalized group that's not getting their just due in representation. So
yeah,
I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, because it is beautiful. It really is.
yeah. And I'm always speaking from I mean, the biggest inspiration to me is probably Mary Mary, and seeing how she's just still a trailblazer, and how trying to figure out how to put this, she doesn't compromise her identity to pander. I am also not like that. Like I'm like I said, I'm the token where I go to school. I'm sit here and make people feel comfortable. Y'all should have been had people from this department to begin with. It's y'all fault. This is y'all fault.
Right.
And I'm one of the few black faces that you see around here. Which doesn't mean I don't call out anything. Like I'm not about to like go off and do something on my own. It's like I'm
Oh yeah,
address an
but
issue.
you belong there.
Yeah, I address an issue publicly, and then I go and do my own thing. I like to put my money where my mouth is. Like I don't just
Oh yeah.
oh, this needs to be done, and then just sit back and wait for someone else to do it. If I can do it, I'll go do it myself.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm telling you, like, this year has given us so much, but I know that because everything's slowed down, seeing a lot of people like yourself out there who are still putting in work as if the sort of circumstance preventing people from being able to move a certain way isn't happening. Like this, to see what you do, like you work really hard, and I'm also glad that you got a team of people and a community of people behind you, that support your ideals, because we could all use that kind of the kind of energy, that kind of swagger, as well as the know-how on how to not only circumvent sort of things that honestly stop a lot of people, but to not only circumvent it,
Mhm.
but to come out on top of it and then create success not only for yourself but for the people around you. Now that in of itself is nothing short of amazing. Now, I do want to ask you this before you got here. I do want to ask you this: why were you messing with me and so many other people that day when you made that cryptic puzzle? Because okay, y'all. So that Pop was dealing with some issues, of course, in the community. A lot of people were trolling, harassment, that sort of thing. So Pop created this very beautiful set of rules, that to create structure and that sort of thing, to make sure that people felt safe and and of course to have fun. She put now looking back on it, of course, hindsight's all 2020. She put a very obvious answer in the middle of it, right? Now she wanted the rule was, of course, react with a certain reaction in order to have access to the community, to the Discord. So my dumb butt, I decided, oh yeah, there we go. That's a smile face. I'm gonna put that right there. Access denied. I'm like, wait, oh crap, what was it? So it turns out it was she said nothing wrong with evil knuckles or something like that. It turns out that was the answer. How many people did you stump with that one, man? How many people did you get with that one?
Somewhere I just went ahead and gave the maxes. Like, I mean, if you've been in the community for a while, I'm just like, I know how you are. Here, it's open. I'm not going to let this torture, because some people were confusing angry knuckles with evil knuckles. I'm like, there's two knuckles. There's one with a hood. So the evil
Right.
knuckles, is it's probably one of people's favorite emotes.
Yeah.
Was inspired by Evil Kermit. And
Yes, yeah, that meme, I think it was from 2 years ago, I believe. I think it's 2 years ago.
about 3 years ago,
I'm not
I
sure.
remember seeing it.
Oh, three? Oh, three,
I
okay.
remember seeing it around the time I was in qualification exams back in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, I just one day I was like, I think an evil Sonic character emote would be pretty dope. So I did a poll of like in the sub chat. I'm just like, okay, which one? If I had to replace one of these with an evil version, who would you want to see replaced? Everybody said Knuckles. My current emote artist at the time, she was busy with school and stuff, so I hit up a friend who's also a streamer in community. She does art, and she's so sweet, and she was just like, I don't know, your emote artist does so much great work. I'm just like, no, your style is similar, it'll fit. The emote fits right in. She did an amazing job, and it is a classic. The lineup of emotes I have right now, I don't see any of them getting replaced. The raid emote is being reworked, so that one actually is getting replaced. It's still going to be the same video game character, Kyoko from River City Girls, which was the first game that I streamed, and I had the honor of meeting the developer for that game and for Shantae 5 in my stream, my anniversary stream, which was, I don't know, I felt so, I don't want to say brain dead, but I was trying to register. I'm like, I know this name. When he came in, I was like, I know this name. When he said he developed the game, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I have to not fangirl right now and be like, you have made the best games that are not AAA titles in my gaming life for the past year. And eventually I ended up saying it on Twitter. I'm just like, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for creating River City Girls, Shantae 5, just games that have replay value. He was saying how River City Girls, some people on the team were just like, oh, this isn't going to have any replay value. I'm just like, I can play after I beat the game. I can go back through it as one of the other 3 playable characters and play through their fighting styles against the same bosses. Who wouldn't want to do that? And it's like,
Right.
I'm assuming the team doesn't like playing beat 'em ups and they think it's redundant and boring, but that's not the case at all. But I ended up locking off the server because, like I said, for the trolling harassment, and it was I had a mod meeting, and the mods that were there, I'm just like, the emote is gonna go away after they use it if they use the right one. Do I want to put in a code or just give it to them blunt? They all voted to put, the ones over there all voted to put in a code. I said okay, bet. So I rewrote some of the rules, showed it to them. They were like, that works. One of them left out, tested it. It was perfect. There were some people that after I made the announcement got it immediately. People were like, I'm not sure, and I just had to be like, I didn't use the emote. I spelled it out. Because people don't realize, I don't think some people realize, I don't know if you can do this on mobile, but on the app for PC, you can type in the name of emojis and it'll pull it up.
I didn't know that. See, that's what I'm talking about. it's the more you know. I'm telling you, just being befriending you, and of course working with you now, and seeing all the work you put in, it is nothing short of beautiful. Seeing what you've done in the time I've been around you, and the things that you aim to do. I only hope that your path continues to be filled with nothing but success, and the success you create for other people. Like I can't thank you enough for the amount of work you put in for so many people. And I hope that your work, of course, is recognized with, like I said, good health and success. Even doing this with me, like I appreciate it. Like it really means a lot. But I will ask you this before you go. Would you mind dropping any of your social media, so these lovely listeners can follow you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube at Pop No Tarts. You've heard that correctly. Pop No Tarts. If you can't really hear my enunciation, just put Pop Tarts and put a no in between Pop and Tarts. Yeah, Pop No Tarts.
You heard it from Pop. Pop No Tarts. So this is amazing, man. I think it could have had a better person come in and end this series, giving up yourself. Thank you so much, Molly, Lasenka, G, and now you, Pop, for coming and making this series, what it was. This was a splendid time. Can't thank you all enough for what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having something like this. This is really nice.
Oh, thank you. I tried. Like I said, I have a little mink set up, right now. I just helping others, being in service of others, being in service of the community at large. I think, highlighting a lot of people's stories that don't get the spotlight that they deserve over a lot of other things. It's just the least I can do. And of course, a lot of you have beautiful stories, and I felt honored being able to sit and listen to so many amazing stories from four amazing people, and all of you. I can't wait to see what the next chapter holds for you. So everyone, we have reached the end of another beautiful series, Giving of Yourself. This is part, I want to say 5, because I started it. Yeah, I can count. Part 5, the finale, the piece de resistance, with Pop coming in. Thank you all so much for this. Tune in, because I got a special project coming up for you all for the month of October. Just stay tuned and follow my Twitter in order to get more details about it. But I cannot leave you all without saying this. You are only a couple of decisions away from discovering your purpose and maximizing your potential. On behalf of Molly, Lasenka, G, and Pop, and myself, I'm your host, Professor Liquid. Take care of each other and be well. All right. Pool hours are over. Don't want you catching a cramp. Tell you what, come on back for a swim soon and we can catch up on life. In the meantime, check me out on Twitter at FormlessLiquid. You can also find this podcast on Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. Just type in Liquid Wisdom Podcast and boom, you're there. Catch you later.